Hey, you've seen our training on how you can start earning passive income through wholesaling in your very first deal. Now, you've learned about the HEX method and how the HEX method works, but you might still be wondering how exactly it can work for you over traditional wholesaling methods. And what I want to do now is I want to go over exactly how we can start to get you paid 100 times for one deal instead of just once.
So here is where we have the fundamental flaw in traditional wholesaling and the traditional wholesaling method. This is what it consists of. You have your wholesale deal, you have your assignment fee and your closing, and then, well, that's it. That's the problem right there. It has to start all over again. There's no momentum. There's no actual model in which it's actually feeding into your next deal. So let's say you make $5,000 on this through this traditional business model. When you get to the end, you have 5,000 bucks, which is great start. But you have to start over. That doesn't feed into anything else. Next month you start at zero again. Next month you start at zero again. This is the fundamental flaw. This is the difference with the HEX method. You have these pieces that actually move you around and bring you back to your beginning state again. Therefore, the best part about this is that you're never starting over. Once you do a deal, your momentum is always moving forward. You're always becoming more and more and more profitable depending on how you close the transaction. That's the whole purpose in this method. So the traditional wholesaling method is really just two pieces of this. It might be the infinite money and the index. Between right there, you have your singular traditional wholesaling method, and you're missing all of these other pieces that we have the ability to build momentum and build an actual business. That way it continues to pay you over and over and over and over again because you're closing deals in a different method, not adding any risk, and then you have the ability to grow from it. This is what the HEX method looks like compared to traditional wholesaling. The red line is traditional wholesaling because you have your closing day profit and then that's it. So your first month you might make 5,000 bucks. Your second month you might not make anything. Your third month you might make a little bit. And then you get this up and down roller coaster profit, which is exhausting, and you can't build any profitability or predictability off of it. You don't even know if you're going to be able to pay your bills the following month. The yellow line is the HEX method with repeat income built into it. So after you do your first deal, notice how the yellow line never goes back to zero at any point. It's always growing and building. That's because the way that we build our model is that you continuously grow and you continuously take income from previous deals over and over and over again. And this is the difference in profits over just a 12-month period if you're using that previous slide as an example of your up and down profits. Normally you'd be walking away with 28,000 bucks. And that's it. And then again, you're starting over from zero again. With the HEX method, you're all the way up to $62,000. And not only that, you're actually building and growing on top of that. You're not going back down to zero again. You never go back down to zero. So this is some of the people that we've seen have success with our method and then grow on top of it. So it's been really cool to see people, net $54,000 since speaking with us and getting inside of our system, and people cashing $50,000 checks, getting consistently $2,500 per month or $1,000 per month on top of what they're normally doing. And then this is just a further extension. So what's really cool is that you're able to see this and you're able to see some of the checks and you're able to see some of the profits. But what's really awesome is that you're able to hear from somebody who's been successful with it within the method. So I want you to hear from Ronnie really quick.
My name is Ronnie, and just like most people, I was bouncing around from Facebook group to Facebook group trying to learn this real estate game and really getting no traction. It wasn't until I joined the Axiom and Kingdom family where things really started to pick up for me. They teach a method called the HEX method, and it's the processes that they use to help people become successful in this business. I went from my head spinning in circles to now, in probably the last 9 months or so, doing over 10 deals and owning 5 doors of my own.
Now, wholesaling doesn't have to be overly complicated. In fact, it can be hyper simplified for you. In reality, all you really need is a path that takes you by the hand and sets you up for the fast lane for success. Now, it's exactly what we offer and exactly what we cover in our free strategy session call. So once you click the button down below, it's going to take you to a page that you can save a time slot and whatever time that works best for you. That way you can speak to one of our team members. And what we're going to do on that call is we're going to go over 3 things. We're going to go over where you're at right now, where you want to be in the next 3, 6, and up to 12 months, and then we're going to construct a roadmap together. That way you get there. So click the button down below, Pick a time that works best for you. There's no obligation, no hidden tricks or anything like that. And then after the call, one of two things usually happens. One, you're going to be excited about the clarity that the new roadmap gives you. You're going to decide to take the journey on your own. We're going to bump fists, and there's not going to be any hard feelings, and we're going to wish you all the luck in the world. However, what usually ends up happening is that you're really excited about the new goals and journey that you've set out for yourself, and you want to ensure that you're going to get there. And that is why we've developed our flagship program called Axiom. And if you and I decide that we're both a good fit for each other, we can start to begin to discuss the next steps towards moving that direction. And again, there's no obligation. We want what's absolute best for you. So click the link below. That's all you have to do. That way you can take your first step.